Grand Rising, you're hyped. I'm hyped. Congratulations. You want to transition to a brand new lifestyle, and this is how I did it. I'm now approaching my 3-year plant-based anniversary. Being vegan is nice, but really what you want to be is whole food plant-based. The difference being vegan considers all non-animal foods good options, but you don't want to eat Oreos and French fries and a lot of bleached foods like white rice, white sugar, which is in a lot of stuff. So if you become a little bit of a label whore when you're first figuring out the stuff that you can still flex with, because there's going to be stuff that you get from like the freezer aisle or whatever the case may be that still might be processed. But you want to first focus on your options and simultaneously detoxing. So option wise, a lot of things, the first thing I wanted to look at was, what am I eating that already qualifies? I had stuff like peanut butter and jelly and spaghetti, pasta and tomatoes are both plant-based, right? And other stuff that I was familiar with that, my family's big on curry chickpeas and eggplant, a couple other dishes that are just vegetables that I love, that I can use as like a centerpiece type thing, So step one, detox your body. You need to get your water intake up. I'm gonna be soon stop using plastic, but you want to make sure and have a strong water intake. I'm talking about 10 glasses a day or more. They say a gallon is the goal. And so the more you drink, it sounds like a lot, the more you drink, it's gonna reset your body. It's gonna reset your palate. Food will taste different as time goes on. And you have to understand that for a lot of people that have poor eating habits that are watching this video, which is probably gonna be a majority of people watching this video, most of the stuff that you want is way overly saturated. Your palate is way out of whack. This was myself included at the time, right? And what you're used to, you gotta realize there's gonna be some uncomfortability. When I cut back on my salt, when I cut back on my sugar, did the first plate taste as flavorful as what I was used to? Did my first cup of coffee, when I still drank it regularly, taste as good when I cut back? No. But the first thing you can do is go from white sugar to brown sugar to like an agave. All right, there's stuff that tastes good on this side, and you just gotta kind of use it differently. I use pink Himalayan salt, and I'm gonna make a part 2 where I detail out a lot of my top choices, but I'm just gonna be more generic in this part 1 and tell you the approach. So you need to transition your kitchen. How are you gonna do that? Look at the grocery list, establish what you're already eating that qualifies as whole food plant-based, mostly is the goal. Some processed. I would say if you wanna be lenient, you could do like half and half or a quarter processed stuff and then the rest whole food plant-based. But you're going to be, we're chefs now, all right? Like when I say chefs, we have this weird concept that we're not responsible to cook for ourselves, but we absolutely are. So you're gonna transition your grocery list and your kitchen. Okay, and how do you do that? I'm gonna put something up on the screen that shows you my top 5 breakfast, lunch, and dinner meals, and how I looked at if they already qualify. Fantastic. And if they didn't, how could I make this vegan? How could I make this plant-based? So look at this list. You need to do the same thing. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 10 options for each will be better. I did 5 because I personally don't need a lot of variety. I really don't. If I had 5 options for each meal, that's great. Cause I could eat the same thing 5 or 6 days a week, like no problem. I know that sounds crazy, but if my food tastes amazing, I don't really get tired of meals. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. But I still cook a ton of stuff. I don't eat the same thing 5 days a week, except for breakfast. Breakfast, I really don't change much on. But so along with doing this exercise to transition your kitchen, you need to set a budget. You may not be able to transition your entire kitchen. I need some water, which is in the room, my glass. But you need to transition your kitchen, so you may not be able. I spent like $250 in one shot pretty much like, you know, I ate out the last of like whatever I had. I threw meat away because when I made up my mind, I was like, I'm not finishing this, you know. I threw meat away, but most of the other stuff I used it up. The bad oil that I didn't want to use anymore, and what other random stuff. But I threw away some butter. I threw away some stuff, you know. And then I refreshed everything out because I wasn't gonna use that stuff anymore. And then once you transition your kitchen, may take a week or two, but be stern about it. Be honest with yourself. Don't eat out at all. Carry food, you know, do what it takes. Like I've carried spaghetti for a week just to save some money. Spaghetti's dumb cheap. I'm out here in Manhattan spending whatever amount a day on food, $10+ a day on food, if not more, you know, 15, 20 sometimes, because if I get a meal early and then when it come out. But anyway, I carry food now. It's great. So after you transition your kitchen and you have your top 5, top 10 breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you need an influx of information, because your favorite foods, you may or may not know how to prepare a lot of different stuff with those favorite foods, but chances are we're gonna need some inspiration. Chances are. So I'm also gonna put up my top 10 paid accounts that I've learned from on Instagram. I don't use social media. It's not an entertainment thing for me, really. Like, yeah, I have like a gaming account, but I barely even go on there anymore. My main page is really health and pro-black focused. I unfollowed several pages just to be able to access the information, because you see how Instagram controls the algorithm. So 10 accounts, and then you need that. You need material. You need literature. If you want to go out and get some cookbooks, that's what some people like. Me, YouTube and Instagram are more than enough. I can't keep up with the recipes I find online. So as far as like going out and getting everything and then making it, I do like 1 or 2 new things a week in a lot of cases, but I just have a great rotation. So on the go emergency options, really important. I had to identify, it's not always healthy. Worst case scenario, especially in New York City, you can always get your hand on French fries, falafel, because there's halal carts everywhere. Salads, fruit stands. These are the type of things, because I'm not breaking. People ask me that all the time, did you get tempted to? No, I don't view animal products as food. Okay, just to be straight and not spend a lot of time on it, I don't view it as food. So when I'm hungry, I went hungry a couple times to finish out some shifts and made it back home to Brooklyn, you know, deep from the city. But I've more likely grabbed banana, grabbed French fries, grabbed hash browns. A lot of people do, you know, if it's a deli, you can get some sauteed peppers and onions and hash browns. I figured out the things. That's what I like. So you can be different. If you love fruit is great. That's what you're supposed to be breaking the fast with anyway, speaking back to detoxing and water in the beginning, okay? But also, your on-the-go emergency options, you need to use hacks. I got smoothies. I'm a smoothie beast. I've become so, my smoothies have been so popular that I'm now in the smoothie business. Didn't expect this. But that's how great smoothies are. Not only can you have your whole fruit, you can blend and make incredibly nutritious. You can put walnuts, oats, quinoa. You can make a meal out of a smoothie, okay? So, it's all about how you want to do it. Or you can just put great fruits in there. Papaya, mango, blueberries, strawberries, dates. The waviest fruits. And hemp milk and water, texture is amazing. Dry foods, stuff that you can grab and go, like I still keep my small percentage of processed includes waffles, which is a quick make and go, bread obviously, because I'll put like my vegan butter and a really great jelly spread, dry foods like walnuts and Brazil nuts, dates. I'll take my fruits that I know can travel and not, take any damage. I also am big on meal prepping. I'm gonna round this video out here pretty much on this topic. Meal prepping is a vital tool to transitioning, because a lot of y'all are gonna say you don't have the ability to cook as often, or whatever the case may be. How much time do you spend? If I go in the kitchen and I'm gonna spend time, let's say I have nothing prepared and I need to load up, I'm gonna go in the kitchen. That's what I mean. I'm not gonna go in the kitchen and make one thing. I'm gonna go in the kitchen and I'm gonna load up. I'm gonna make some plant-based meat, with my grains, and blend up, put that on and get that sauteing while the onions were already sauteing. Then I'm gonna have my fruit there for the blender. I'm gonna make a day and a half or 2+ days worth of smoothies in one shot. My blender holds 60 ounces, so I can make several smoothies in one shot. Then I'm going to put some kale, something that I can use with things that I can use in several different ways. I can eat kale for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You can put it in a veggie saute for breakfast. I can put it over a quinoa bowl or a wrap or alongside with whatever for lunch and dinner. Same for avocado, eggplant, mushrooms, butternut squash, which meal prepping ties into the final point. Know your go-to meals. Those things I just rattled off, if I'm in the supermarket and I only have 30 minutes, I can load up literally in 30 minutes because I know what I eat. I eat those things and I can cook them several different ways. You can curry them, you can soy them, you can teriyaki them, you can barbecue them, you can just grill them, slow cook in the oven roast. You can do so. I know what I have. I know what sauces I have in the fridge. I have a coconut based replacement for my soy sauce. I have I keep peanut butter and stuff on deck. This is just some stuff I didn't put away that I got from what I was making today. Next video, I'm gonna get into more detail, but know as far as my options and what I do, okay? Because I think that will help some people. But know your go-to meals, and transitioning, don't be hard on yourself. Cold turkey is not a requirement. If somebody in your family, in your house still cooks it, don't be, any type of animosity with oneself is not healthy. You don't need to be beating yourself up. If you do make a decision and you're hard about it and you end up lapsing, let it be a one-time thing. Don't let it become a habit, okay? But I would say just be strong. And if you need me to send you the material that changed my view on food completely, I can send you stuff. Some of it might be upsetting, all right? It's not, it was upsetting for me. I'm angry about how our people are intentionally poisoned, and we feel like we're so out of control that we can't even give this stuff up. Like, it's not even a debate anymore. For a while it was a debate about, if we need to and this and that. No, now all that shit is out the window. Like, y'all know what time it is, and I'm glad you're here, okay? But a lot of people out there, they are not here. They are living with knowing that it's a slow suicide. I'm sorry to be so cold. So I don't want to be cold. It's just why I'm so non-negotiable, and the type of perspective that I want to let y'all know that it's going to be best for you to value what you're doing here and why. So know your go-to meals. That way you cannot waver. And if you have to eat bad to stay plant-based, do it. If you have to eat some cookies that are plant-based, non-dairy, or because I'll do that. There's like a protein cookie. I'll show you all my top choices. But there's a lot of stuff, like certain bars and stuff like that. The industry is booming. You may think it's small, but you may not go to the stores that carry a lot of the stuff. So when speaking to transitioning your kitchen and knowing your go-to meals, you're gonna want to find some farmers markets. I shop 90% at the food co-op and 10% at Fairway Market, because they also have a lot of organic stuff. It's just a little more overpriced than my food co-op. If you don't know what a food co-op is, it's like a local community type market. The idea was that people that shop there had to volunteer there, be members there, but there are food co-ops today that don't require you to work there in order to shop there. You should most definitely find one. It's most locally sourced foods. I get by far my freshest fruit and vegetables from there, and they have the largest organic source of goods of any place that I can find, okay? So that's how you transition. That's how you do it. You can do it. The 10 pages that you learn from could be 20, 30, 40. You don't have to stop. Most of what I put a number on, you don't have to stop. You can take it as far as you want to go. Know your emergency options. Transition your kitchen. So one more time: detox, transition your kitchen, top 5 for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, on the go emergency options, know your hacks, dry foods, meal prep, make it fun. If you have to do 2 hours on Saturday morning and Sunday morning, for those that have a crazy Monday to Friday, let that be it. Like, whatever system you have to figure out. If you have to just do 20, 30 minutes every night, which was I'll do big preps, but then I still do little preps throughout. So Grand Rising, congrats. And please, if you have any questions on anything that I didn't go in detail enough, or I kind of glossed over too fast, comment right now. I got you. I will see it, and I'll get back to you ASAP. Also, my Instagram is being converted tonight. It is going to have a plethora of recipes up in the highlights and a lot of my favorite meal options. I'm gonna put 2 highlights, just one for recipes and one for my favorite meals that I've cooked. So definitely go on my IG and check that out. That's N-I Foresight, ANEYEFORESIGHT. And I appreciate you watching this video. I could probably talk all night, but I'm gonna end it here. And make sure and comment, tag somebody, and turn on that bell because part 2 is coming. Peace.